Hi, this is Farzeen and welcome to India Today, and I have with me the dynamic team of Yo Yo Honey Singh famous. So, firstly tell me, usually celebrities are basically reduced to headlines. That's all we know about them. When you guys individually tell me, when you guys were working on this, what is that one element that kind of surprised you about Yo Yo Honey Singh?
On this film, we were on a journey of a tell-all, it really was, a deep dive into life and no holdbacks.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell you that there's nothing like this on a celebrity piece in India ever that has been
Wow.
made, because it's so bare and so honest and so raw, unfiltered, that it's beautiful, magical, and real more than anything else. So his truth and his I think the trust between Moses and Honey, because of which the truth was able to come out, is something that we see magic happen in this. Yeah.
But both of you, what kind of surprised you about Honey?
You know what surprised me about Honey was his fearlessness, actually. You know what I mean? He was so fearless he's so fearless in any case in his pursuit of his ambition and his creativity,
Right.
and he's constantly going and all of that stuff. But that's one kind of fearlessness. The other kind of fearlessness is to completely kind of be naked in front of the camera, right? And that comes with, of course, a process of building trust and getting to know each other and understanding each other. But the moment that clicked for him and he realized that, you know what, we are not here to do something dirty on him, and we are not here to make him feel
Yeah.
small. We are actually here to make him feel great about himself, but we want to tell the truth. He understood that, and full credit to him for being mature enough to understand that and for putting himself out of the way so that we could get the film that he wanted. And
Yeah.
he was very fearless about it. He was very, very fearless about showing his heart, which is
Absolutely.
not the most easy thing to do for most people.
True.
So Moses, of course, has like the front row view to, his
Yeah.
experience is precious. Our view as the platform is actually very different. It's many fold removed, right? Even though it was an idea that we wanted to sort of pursue, our view is slightly removed and watching, what's played out.
Yeah.
And what really, really struck me with every cut was we pride ourselves at being audience backwards as a platform. But my God, is he a person of the audience? They love him. They can't have enough of him. And I don't mean in concerts and big spaces. That, of course, that's his music. That's who that's the legacy he's built. But the person on the street, a girl who will sort of chase him down to just touch him, be with him, and the humility with which and the openness with which he embraces them, the almost sort of one-on-one nature with the connection that he builds with the fans. I don't think I've ever sort of experienced anything like it. It's special, it's unique, and it sort of explains why he's famous.
Amazing. And all of you, like Moses, Guneet, Tanya, and of course, Netflix, and there's Honey. So, like, four corners. So, who pursued whom? Like, how did it happen?
It started with Netflix.
Okay.
And it was Netflix's idea, and they got Honey on board, and then they found us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we have Sikha and Netflix has a long-standing relationship,
absolutely.
especially with Elephant Whispers and our documentary before that, Period End of Sentence. And Moses and Sikha have a deep-standing relationship of Zuban, which was Moses' first film
Yeah.
with Vicky.
Absolutely.
Also about music, also about Punjab, also about finding yourself through music and ups and downs. So it was definitely a great marriage made in
Yeah.
heaven.
It's a connection of good stories.
Yeah.
The good stories and good storytellers, we want them all to find
Right.
their way to us, or
So
we find our way to them.
Netflix found us, found both of us, and
It
gave
wasn't
this to
much
us.
of a hunt, though. We were just like there.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? We've all been working with each other on this project now for 3 years, and it's been, I have to say this, it's been a very seamless process, right? There's been a lot of understanding, there's been a lot of
Collaboration.
the spirit has been collaborative, right? And their non-fiction team is really amazing, and we've had a great time working with everybody.
Amazing.
And even on a film like this, you know, you go through various cuts and you go through various processes on the edit and all that stuff, and everyone has been, if we had a point of view, it was always heard.
Yeah.
It was always heard, it was always dissected, it was always understood. And I think the one of the coolest things about working with everybody on this team was that everybody made their points heard. Let me tell you that everybody made their points heard, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they would give in to the filmmaker because they respect that, and that I think is really, really fabulous.
Also, the most honest version of the film. I think we were all committed as filmmakers. You know, there was never a thing of sensationalizing. There was never a thing with a lot of empathy, love, and honesty. I think honesty is a thread that binded all of us and make the most honest
Yeah.
film. You know, it's taken its time. You know, it's not easy. These projects take like 3 years
Absolutely.
of building a vision, of building a story, slowly crafting it, getting through all the rights, all the archives, you know, all the interviews, deep diving. So it's a lot of love, patience,
Yeah.
empathy for a follow documentary like this to
Right.
come together.
Right. But most documentaries or biopics in India is often criticized that it's kind of whitewashing the subject.
Not this. Before you even ask the question, not this. Because the thing is, I'll tell you something, forget the fact that I'm a filmmaker or whatever it is, just from an audience's point
Yeah.
of view, I find it infuriating when I watch a documentary which is of that nature.
Absolutely.
Right? And I'm like, why are we wasting each other's time by even watching this? So I am not going to go out there and do something which I myself cannot
Won't like
stand.
it. Yeah.
Right? So this is not that film. This is not that film. It is nothing is whitewashed. It's very honest. It's very raw. It's warts and all. All of that is there.
Yeah.
And you know, I think Honey is also that character. He has embraced it all. So who are we to, you know, make a puff piece out of it?
Right.
I think it's really important that, and that would be the story to tell. If we had to whitewash it, there would be no story. Everybody knows various pieces of him. You can string it together. But I think the openness again, you know, and getting into his life and literally what's and all
Yeah.
is something that he's embraced. So
Right.
as much as I'd say hats off to the two of them, totally hats off to Honey to really like open the
Yeah.
doors and say, you know, bring it on.
Right.
Let's do this.
Right.
And I think that
Completely.
was,
I just want to,
yeah.
sorry, I just want to back Tanya on that. Like, hats off to Honey.
Yeah.
Like, really, full kudos to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I can have the best intention, she can have the best intention, they can have the best intention, but if the subject is not willing to open up and talk, you will
Absolutely.
get nothing. It was all him.
Yeah.
And he needs to be credited.
And genuinely, you know, artists have to have, I mean, it's not easy to have that courage, but he's really opened the doors. I don't think we've ever gone this far or this
Right.
long with an artist. Like, we're in the concerts, we're in the houses, we're in like old houses, new houses, we're with doctors. It's quite a journey.
Yeah.
It's really very novel, very fresh. And I think it's just the way it's all come together. So kudos to the team, the artist, and really like for it to be this distinct
Right.
novelties.
But did he have his own inputs when it comes to shaping the narrative? Because he will have to relive all those moments, of course, the highs and the lows. So did he have anything to
Of
tell you
course.
guys before you started filming?
I mean, the thing is, it's not, he had inputs, but it was not like he was dogmatic about them, or he was like, you have to do it this way or whatever it is. He was very collaborative. He knew that we are coming in to make a film and we have a certain vision for a film. I want to get a few things out of him. I want to shape the film in a certain way, and he gave in to that. If there was something that made him really, 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 really uncomfortable, which there was nothing, right, he would say it. Like, the one thing that I did not get from him, and the one shot that I really wanted in the film, was a shot of him waking up from his bed after a night of deep sleep. And he
Right.
said, there's no way I'm going to look shit when I wake up. There's no way you're shooting that. And I was like, that's all I want. And he was like, no, I'm not going to give that. That's the only thing he didn't give.
Right.
But otherwise, he was always on board with everything. He knew where we were going with the film.
Right.
He knew why I was asking him a particular kind of question, because he knew where the narrative was going. I mean, you know, when he came to watch the film, when he came to watch the lock cut, and we were sitting at my at our editor Deepa Bhatia's studio, who's been such an incredible,
Yes.
incredible pillar of support on this
Absolutely.
film. And we were all like really apprehensive because Honey is particular and he knows exactly what he wants. Like, what is he going to like? What is he going to not like? This, that, and the other. And then he said, okay, we set up the screening room for him and we said, you know what, watch the film. And he told me, you are going to watch the film with me. And I was dying. I was squirming because there are triggering moments in the film. It is provocative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, in certain parts and all that stuff. I mean, I knew he'd like a lot of stuff about the film also, but I was like, oh my God, when we get to the thing and I'm going to be sitting there next to him. And at the end of the thing, when the film finished, the first thing I said to him was, what do you want changed? Because I was like, okay, if he wants changes, I need to know what they are. Right? So we
Yeah.
get down to brass tacks and he just said, can you please get up? And I got up and he just hugged me and he said, it's
Wow.
perfect.
Aw, that's
You know,
adorable.
and that was it. And there are uncomfortable moments in the film, but he understood what we wanted. And he gave us that.
Amazing.
So full kudos to him, really.
Yeah. And of course, the entertainment landscape is changing, and now the conversations are happening around mental health of celebrities, because earlier popular figures would never open about it. Tell me, when you're dealing with all of that, what was the kind of challenges that you had to project the right way and also not make it look like you're just trying to talk about it just for the sake of it?
You know, firstly, in Honey's story, in kind of the rhythm of his life,
Yeah.
mental health is an integral part of it. So there's no way we could be force fitting it into
Yeah.
his life. It is very much a part of it. The second thing was, like I was just saying previously, he made it very easy. It was he who made it into a conversational piece.
Yeah.
Like the way he has, in his very basic way, explained the trauma of mental health. It's going to connect with people all over the place because it's not complicated.
Right.
He's simplified it. And then of course he has the most incredible family who are his bedrock. Like they are they are so bound, they love him so dearly, and they have been a huge part in his recovery
Yeah.
and in his healing process. So all these people, all these elements came together to really kind of tell the mental health story in a very, very strong way,
Yeah.
but at the same time in a very simple way. It's not complicated.
Even as filmmakers, we had experts on board. Even for our own conversations internally, even when taking this on, we were all very clear about doing this as professionally, honestly, because you don't want to trigger, you don't want to
Exactly.
want anybody to spiral. And so as producers and as a studio, there was a lot of sensitivity
Yeah.
around it, and there was completely, like, even the team was sensitized, even like how we do what we do, and building that trust. And I think Mozez did a great job of building that trust with
Yeah.
Honey, that we were able to take the best version of this film, and we're very, very proud of it.
Right.
But yes, there was definitely professional sensitization and help
Yeah.
that we had.
Right. And also because it also deals with drugs, alcohol, and rappers or hip hop musicians are usually targeted for that prospect. Right now, we're also seeing how songs on alcohol are being asked to be banned. Tell me more about it, and what was the conversation like with Honey? What was his inputs like when it comes to these subjects?
I think you'll have to watch the film for that because, like, I mean, if I see, we've not shied away from anything. The film has everything. It has.
Yeah.
We've spoken about mental health. We've spoken about the price of fame. We've spoken about success. We've spoken about failure. We've spoken about misogyny. We've spoken about everything.
Yeah.
But for me to actually tell you how that unraveled on screen and to, I mean, it would just take away from your viewing experience,
And
which
it's
none of
also-
us want.
It's
Yeah.
correct, and it's also not it's not like we are discussing a subject or a topic. It is very specific to Honey's journey and
Right.
his experience. It is a film that's been shot over the course of a particular amount of time. There is a definite transformation. Really, the Honey Singh that you see right now on stage at the AP Dillon concert, talking about his film, is very different from the Honey Singh that starts the film. So it has been his journey with dealing with his own demons,
Right.
dealing with demons of other people that have been imposed on him. So it is a very personal story. It is a very heartfelt journey. It is something that he has emerged out of with battle scars but victorious.
Yeah.
You know, so that is what
Absolutely.
the beautiful, beautiful journey
Amazing.
is. Yeah.
How many minutes did you guys shoot, and tell us?
How many minutes did we shoot?
Yeah,
Hours.
Hours, I think.
Hours.
Yeah.
3 years.
Hours.
I think we have like, I don't know, 400 or something.
Wow.
Like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. I'm telling you, full credit to Deepa Bhatia and her team of junior
Yeah.
editors to go through all the material and to sift through the gold. Because, you know, when you're shooting a follow doc, you're just shooting all the time.
Yeah.
You're shooting the most banal things and you're shooting the most exciting things, but you're shooting.
Right.
So we had a lot of footage, and literally we can make like a part 2 and a part 3, and they can all be quite different from each other because we have so many angles,
Yeah,
right? And Honey, I have managed to shoot him vulnerable, strong, partying, laughing, joking,
Singing.
like it's so many things,
Yeah.
traveling, I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's so much of
Giving.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we can't show everything.
Yeah, and because both of you must have spent a lot of time with Honey, tell me what is that one strong message that this film will give to his critics and his fans?
Never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. No matter what. Controversies, mental health,
Yeah.
whatever, failure, being cancelled out of popular culture. Nothing is the end till you decide it is the end. And that is the message that Honey lives by and breathes. And it is so on a, forget being a filmmaker, it is so
Yeah.
inspiring to me on a humane level. Like, of course, we all should be that way. That's the message of the film, never give up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guneet?
definitely. Dreams, power of dreams. You know, coming from humble backgrounds, see dreams so big and then show up for them every day, no
Yeah.
matter what. So, resilience and the power of dreams, definitely.
Right, right. And Tanya, also tell me, like, how do you guys decide which stories are worth telling, and do you also take in preference of audiences' choices?
Oh, 100%. We really, that's the fundamental of our content strategy. We're really backwards from the audience. We're constantly sort of listening in to see what are people enjoying watching, what is, you know, the right length, what is
Yeah.
the favorite genre, the favorite topic. But eventually that information has to really match with, you know, the wonder of a creator's vision and what they want to do in the subject. So it's an alchemy, I think,
Yeah.
in many ways, where you're trying to bring, you know, what audiences will like watching. So Honey Singh, definitely, like I was saying earlier, also he's a man of the people. He is the fans' biggest fan in a strange way.
Yeah.
And it was a story that was really waiting to be told. I think we embarked on this journey, he was at his highest, and I think we've spanned a whole phase in his life, which is what is special.
Absolutely.
We're excited to present something new. I think
Yeah.
that's a constant endeavor for us. What is that new story that we can tell? What is that fresh idea? What is that amazing vision that a creator has to actually sort of string that whole
Yeah.
journey together? So that's the fundamental.
Amazing. And Guneet, also tell me what is, I think, the biggest challenge for filmmakers to cater to a global audience, because I think now every piece of content is traveling across the globe. So tell me, because you of course balance the both worlds together, what is that biggest challenge?
I think ideas are free, magic lies in execution, and the impact lies in distribution. When you tell your stories, go as local. Go as local, because the world wants to see what's happening in your community, in your
Yeah.
world. We look different, we are a certain color, we are a certain language, and you can't discount the power of distribution, and that is exactly where Netflix comes in, because it's global. You know, things break out from Korea, things break out from anywhere around the world, Indonesia, India, you know, Japan, or even, you know, parts of Europe, anywhere around the
Yeah.
world. And people around the world watch it. You know, what happened with Period End of Sentence, what happened with, it started a whole movement across schools of women starting their pad projects, you know, and starting a awareness campaign. What happened with Elephant Whispers, it's increased tourism in that land, you know, and worldwide people come meet Raghu and Amu and Baman and Delhi, and you know, you now land at the airport and there is a huge mural of the Elephant Whispers. So you know, the impact of distribution. And so I think to go global, first look on inwards when you're telling a story. Tell a pure, raw version of your understanding and of your culture.
Right.
And then partner with a distributor that has global is a
Amazing.
global powerhouse.
Yeah.
And that is what always works. So, you know, so impact lies in distribution.
And lastly, I want each of you to talk about how do you reflect on 2024 and what are the expectations for the next year when it comes to the kind of films that you guys would be working on.
Do you want me to start?
Yes, please. The glorious 2024.
Yes, it has. It has been an incredible year for us, and we are deeply, deeply great. Sorry, it's been a glorious year for us, and we've been deeply grateful for the year. It's been starting, you know, with a fantastic and humorous Mamla Legal Hai
Yeah.
to more comedy. It's actually been a year peppered with comedy with Mamla Legal Hai, Tribhuvan Mishra, and of course the Great Indian Couple Show. Both seasons have performed really exceptionally, worked across the world as well as, of course, tremendously within India as well. Then, of course, we had, you know, Hira Mandi, the crown jewel, which is something that we're very, very proud of.
Yeah.
It has seen unprecedented success, our biggest one so far, probably the biggest Indian series so far from India. It trended in 71 countries, and it's a feat that I think we're extremely proud and humbled by. IC814 was a story that, you know, really brought binge back, as everyone said it was like their weekend binge. It was a heavy story, but we were happy that everyone consumed it. We've had some fan favorites with Love Pouring in for Kota Factory, Ye Kali Kali Aankhein, and now Mismatched. Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives. Shalini Pasi took over the internet, I think.
That's true.
So there's a lot of moments, you know, that pepper the year. There are lots of events that sort of really stand out. But overall, if I look back, it's just been such a amazing journey. It's also been a journey where all of us as a team have been super hard at work to make sure that we're able to raise the bar on ourselves.
Yeah.
We look forward with a lot of humility and gratitude.
What's the biggest titles next year?
Oh, so many. We're starting with Black Warrant in January. It's something that we're very excited
Right.
about. The teaser will drop tomorrow. So excited about that one. There's the Roshans as well.
Yes.
Coming soon. That's a legacy story that absolutely so heartwarming and special. Must be told. There's fan favorites like Khaki 2, Rana 2, and Delhi Crime 3.
Yeah.
There's the Royals, which is a contemporary, amazing rom-com. Lots of other titles we will announce. Of course, there's, you know, the big one, our collaboration with Aryan Khan and Red Chillies.
Absolutely.
So really, really excited about 2025 as well.
Amazing. Both of you?
Go ahead.
It's been a great year at Sikya, and for all of us. I mean, for us, it was Kill that we did. We tried a new genre, extreme action, from telling dramas to moving into extreme action, and then finding distribution, a global distribution with Lionsgate, selling the whole world, leading that with the Toronto, reviewed around the world, the love that poured in for the film, and putting out Laksh, Raghav, two new actors, you know, in the way presenting them. So it started for us with Kill, and then there was a series called Gyara Gyara, which also made both Kill and Gyara Gyara made it to the top 10 most loved, fan-loved pieces at the IMDb list just now. So that is, you know, really rewarding because those were our two. Then we and Gyara Gyara has really penetrated, you know, and the love that we get for that. Then we had Guturgu season 2, which is our YA show, which is now in season 3. Currently shooting that. That's done extremely well. Any post that we put out, I think half of the year I'm just asked when is Guturgu coming. The other half of the year I was asked when is Honey Singh coming. And to close the year with 20th December, Yo Yo Honey Singh famous. It's been, you know, the whole spectrum from series to a feature to a non-fiction. So, you know, for a production house like ours,
That's amazing.
to have that portfolio and to have, you know, pieces that track at various platforms and theatrical. And we are so excited because it is our another outing with a director that we love so much, Mozez Singh. And we immediately after this are coming out with a big spy comedy.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
from extreme action we go into some comedy and more. So yeah, that's at Sikya.
You know, I just feel very blessed that I get to live this life, and I really love my work. I love my job. I love being a storyteller. I love being a writer, director, and this year has been incredible in putting Famous together. And
Yeah.
of course, now the year is going to end with Famous coming out, so it is going to be a very, very special year. But the thing is, while I was making Famous, which is I've been on it for the last 3 years, it was very tough to actually go out there and direct anything else, because like a documentary scattered over a period of time, and being the director, you can't suddenly be filming something else when suddenly Honey's doing a concert somewhere and you have to go
True.
film that. You have to be available.
Yeah.
But what being on Famous allowed me to do for the last 3 years is develop a lot of material, because what I had the time to do was go and write more stuff. So I've written a sci-fi thriller, I've written a musical comedy, I've written a series, and all of that is going to happen in 2025.
Amazing.
So I've really been in a very kind of bountiful space, and I feel extremely blessed for all the opportunities that I have and for all the work that I've managed to do, and I'm really, really excited for all the work that I'm going to do. So it's a really, really
And
good space.
And I forgot one piece of unit that we also put out was Kicking Balls, a short documentary that just came out on Waves, which is the Prasar Bharati new OTT.
Okay, wow.
So yeah, it was
wow,
the launch of Prasar
amazing.
Bharati. It was celebrated at IFFI,
Super.
Goa. So yeah.
Yeah. Chalo, hoping to meet you guys more
More.
often next year. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
this conversation.
Thank you.
you.
Thank
so
you.
much.